Good evening everyone and welcome to round 7 Scirocco League in season 19 here with NXTGEN Racing, and we've got something a little bit different for a change. Due to lobby numbers and a few different other matters of finer technical details, we have got both lobby 1 and lobby 2 all packed in with one event tonight, which will be quite nice for everyone to watch. It does of course pose a few challenges, because not only do you guys all have to try and make sure that you can keep up with the action across one race, there's technically two races within one going on at the same time, so it's going to be very interesting to try and keep on top of. I will do my best to try and guide everyone through it, of course, and we'll see how everything plays out. Now, I would love to give you the championship standings in terms of what's going to be the championship standards, of course. However, I don't currently have the facility to go through those at the moment. They've not been sent through, so unfortunately I cannot give you the championship standards for the time being. However, I do know the two drivers who are leading their respective lobbies. Scirocco is the first of those in lobby 1. He's had an absolutely phenomenal season as Scirocco, and he's looking already odds on to take another victory tonight. Can he take an overall victory? Because both lobbies are here racing around Fuji Speedway, which will be exciting to watch. And then the other man who's leading lobby 2 at the moment is Rally Matt in 4th place, or now 3rd place overall in the current practice session. He leads the way in lobby 2, but obviously he's going to want to see what he can do against the lobby 1 drivers in that Volkswagen Scirocco of his. Obviously everyone driving the same car, there's no difference other than the man who is behind the steering wheel, so it's going to be good to see how the drivers get on with that. Alright, brilliant, fantastic. So just having a quick tag through to see if we can find any championship standings at all. I don't know off the top of my head if there are any currently at the moment, but I know there's a couple of people watching right now. D Whitehouse says hello. Hi Dave. Jordan has said qualifying in 5 minutes time, so that'll be good to see. GAN lobby trophy tables are somewhere, I'm just looking for them, bear with me ladies and gentlemen whilst I have a quick scan through. See what we've got going on then. So in terms of the championship standings, I'm happy to say I found them now. In lobby 1, in terms of the drivers who are here currently tonight, I'll read the top 10 in the lobby 1 championship standings once it decides to load, which would be wonderful. Loads of technical difficulties going across in tonight for not just GT Sport but for the mobile as well. So Scirocco leads the championship in lobby 1. He's got 109 points. He's 30 clear of Bruce Lee Harding, who is on 79. Timmy DJ G94 is on 74 points, and JPH99 is 4th on 71. D Whitehouse is 5th on 69 points still, despite no score last week. P Gibb, after his first race win, he is on 68 points after that victory at Brands Hatch, and D10 Piper is in 7th place in the championship on 58 points. And the other driver who's racing tonight, who missed a few rounds recently, Rudo24, he's 10th in the championship on 37. I just skipped past Burnt Fry and Slow Seamus, as they are, I don't believe, are racing tonight. So that is the championship standings in lobby 1. In terms of lobby 2, Rally Matt leads the championship on 114 points. Danzo is 2nd on 90, so he's only 24 behind. Snav is 3rd on 88. Sabertus, who's just joined the room now, he's 4th on 78. Big Z is 5th on 63, but he's not racing unfortunately. Duds is 6th on 62. 1805, who is in the lobby, he's 7th on 45 points. Mark Parker and Roving Island, both are CRT drivers, on 37 but unable to race, and unfortunately Roving Island has pulled out and Ruddo has just left, so that's complicated. And Jazzy Just is in 10th in the championship standings on 23 points. There are a couple of other drivers, of course, in the championship standings, but they are not featured tonight as the key drivers and main players are in the lobby at the moment. So just double check what I said to John before. So quali still yet to start. D White are saying fingers crossed on the throttle. He's also saying, can we put 50 kilos of weight on Hirokram? You could put 50 on Dave, but to be brutally honest with you, I still don't think he wouldn't win the race. Hirokram has been in a world of his own this season and just proving, ladies and gentlemen, of how good he is as a driver. He's absolutely fantastic. But it's going to be good to have both lobbies in. It's a shame we obviously don't have two separate lobbies. I normally do commentate on lobby 2 as a replay, but the advantage of that tonight is that they get to see the live stream, which is really, really interesting. So good to see the Sciroccos. In terms of lap time around here, the Sciroccos, by the looks of things, are about 2.5 seconds slower per lap than the Megans. Obviously, that will be down to the sort of front wheel drive system around this circuit. There's quite a lot of heavy braking zones, tight corners where the Megane can power out of the corner with rear wheel drive, and the Scirocco, obviously being front wheel drive, just has a little bit more understeer, a little bit of more torque to try and deal with out of the corners. I say torque, I mean more torque steer than anything else. So got to be a bit more patient on the throttle, and going to be a tricky circuit to try and do well around, even into Jordan as well, who's just commented on that too. But it's going to shape up to be an interesting race. You know, both lobbies merged, we can see where the pace of everyone is around this circuit. I mean, as it stands, we've got 2 lobby 1 drivers in the top 2, but then again, let's not forget there are a couple of drivers in the, well, a couple of them in the gravel trap at the minute. There's a car park down there. There's Danzo, there's 1805, there's Bruce Lee Harding. They're all there in that area. Gibbs coming across the line, but practice due to start any moment now. Rather, qualifying due to start any moment now. And don't forget, 3 drivers in the pits, and just as I say it, away we go. So qualifying 10 minutes around this Fuji Speedway circuit. Jordan just putting in the comments chat there, you can see 10-minute quali starts now. So off we go, ladies and gentlemen, for lobby 1 and lobby 2 of the Sciroccos. It's going to be a fascinating qualifying battle around this circuit. Obviously, slipstream coming into effect down that 0.982 miles straight, or rather 0.28 miles straight I should say, as the drivers just start to filter out of the pit lane. See Timmy, DJ G, Jazzy just in that pink Scirocco livery. I have to say that's grown on me over time, has that car. After I saw it last week, I have to say that's quite a nice livery from Jazzy. Not sure about the alloys, probably could have made them pink or white, but it's a very nice looking car nonetheless. Not often you see pink cars, ladies and gentlemen, that looks quite good, aka see the racing point in Formula 1. Bruce Lee there as well, still got his Person IT Solutions car there, or as it was rebranded recently due to a domestic incident, Human IT Solutions nowadays. Got 1805 in the Frugal Gaming car as well. There's Bertus in his Flex Tape liveried machine. He used to drive the Top Gear reference machine in the last few races. Obviously used to have the Larson's Biscuits sponsorship on the side of the car. Used to have another sponsor as well, but for the sake of Sir Bertus, I'm not going to say it because he's been trying to trip me up with that one over the first 5 rounds. Snav in the Betty Swallows car. Obviously, for anyone who's a little bit, you can figure it out and put it that way. D10 Piper still in the pits, and that's Danzo. He's come across the line to start his first flying lap. He's first tonight to get across the line. It's going to be quite difficult for anyone else other than Hirokram to be first tonight, but the Sciroccos have thrown up surprising results in the past, and Timmy's been looking quite good, so don't put it past anyone to try and challenge Hirokram. Obviously the first lap's going to be crucial to make sure that Mr. Tesco doesn't get away. D Whitehouse just following Hirokram around. If you want to be in the slipstream of anyone, that's the driver to be behind. I think Jordan had the similar idea as well. Rally Matt just coming into the hairpin there at turn 6 and then sweeps around turn 7. It's a 2-corner movement on that one. 2 corners officially by the FIA. Don't forget Rally Matt leading the Lobby 2 Championship. So he's fighting on 2 fronts tonight, is Rally Matt. Timmy as well. A dark horse. Always a good driver. Is Timmy. Obviously you could see in his inside the cockpit, obviously you could see that yellow and green helmet, obviously a reference to Ayrton Senna. One of the, you know, widely discussed greatest drivers of all time in Formula 1. So Danzo's come across the line, he's done a 44.8, but watch out for Hirokram. Yep, sure enough, 42.5 straight away. Rally Matt moves into second on a 43.1. D Whitehouse in third. Jordan's pulled over the line. Timmy's pipped him to fourth. There's Jordan fifth. Danzo's sixth. Jazzy just comes towards the line. He puts himself eighth for the time being. What about Gibb? Up into sixth place. Jordan has started the final. Okay, Jordan has started the final. Unless I was unaware of the fact that we'd switched to a 5-minute qualifying session, then that is how it looks. Alright then, so Hirokram's on pole. Rally Matt 85 starts second. Alongside him is Lobby 1 alongside Lobby 2 on the front row. Here come the numbers. And the race is live for Lobby 1 and 2 of the Fuji Speedway. A couple of drivers have already pulled over to the side. There's a bit of chaos in the background involving 1805. But Jordan's still at the line, so I suspect he's jumped the gun too soon as Hirokram comes into turn 1. He leads the way. Rally Matt is second. D Whitehouse is third. Timmy is fourth. P. Gibb in 5th position as it stands. That's your top 5. Bit of a gap back to Danzo in 6th place. He's second in Lobby 2 currently. There's Jazzy Just fending off Suburtus at the moment, and sure enough, Jordan has just commented to say he pressed the wrong button. I thought he had. Jordan suffering from a couple of issues. Not sure how he's pressed the wrong button, considering you have to press it twice. So we cut out, we come back. That must mean that qualifying is going to start again, and that means we're going to have to run a 10-minute qualifying session again, ladies and gentlemen. Bruce Lee Harden laughing hit to himself. D Whitehouse just putting a comment there saying, "Damn, I was winning." Yeah, you were winning, Dave, to be fair, you were. So, qualifying starts again then, ladies and gentlemen, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to join the fun too. Q2 of qualifying starts again, so there is 10 minutes once more, and I'm going to go out and give everyone a flying lap whilst we're here, because it gives us a bit of time. Got my own NXTGEN liveried car that was designed by myself, as you can tell, and I'll take you out on a lap of Fuji. I will stress I'm driving on a controller at the moment, so it won't be the best ever. This comment just comes in there, so let me have a quick read of that. Apparently Jordan was changing his wheel settings, so let's get out on circuit. Come round turn 1, so up through the gears, through turn 2. Up into 5th gear in the Scirocco's, braking at the 100-metre marker. Through the left-hander at turn 3. And then sweep round this long turn 4 and turn 5. Called 100R, 5th gear. Trying to balance the throttle round that corner and then run it a little bit wide on the brakes. Down into 3rd gear for turn 6. On the throttle early through the hairpin. Use all the exit curve and a bit more astro. And then through turn 8, this quick right-hander. Into 300R, which is the turn 9. And then we're going to be braking just before the Dunlop banner, or rather just after the Dunlop little bridge, into turn 10. Really tight corner to flick the car through. Got to be really careful on the throttle, you don't run too wide. On the brakes, back into 3rd gear again for turn 13. Got to try and get that line right once again, and then into next corner. Very blind, tricky corner to get right. I went down to 3rd gear there just to get the car and the nose turned in, and then up towards Panasonic again. Couple of lines through this corner. I'm going to take 2nd, then 3rd, and then completely mess up 4th gear for some reason. And that effectively is a lap outside of turn 1. You got this long straight, just shy of a mile, and we'll see what the Scirocco can do in a straight line. You can see just finished my outlap there, 100 and potentially nearly 160 mile an hour. I'm going to brake at the 150 metre marker. Could have braked a little bit later, to be fair. And I'm just going to run wide off the circuit there. So that is a lap effectively of Fuji Speedway. It's a nice track to drive around, to be honest. Let's see how the drivers get on. Gino is also in the lobby, I've just noticed. So wonder if he's going to take part in the action. There's certainly room for him if he wanted to. But everyone looks like now they've completed their outlaps, apart from just a couple. And I have to say as well, this is the first that I'm aware of, but there's 3 family members in tonight's lobby, as a courtesy of lobby 1 and 2. Snav, Bruce Lee, Harding and JPH99, all related to one another, all part of the Harding family. So I'm not going to say there's going to be a front 3 lockout in terms of the family, but nonetheless could be interesting if that happens. Dando's gone fastest then, he's the first one across the line. Rally Matt though, what can he do? It's a 143.1 from Rally Matt. Provisional pole, but there goes Hirakram on 42.8. Mr. Tesco just resuming from where he left off in the first qualifying session. Rally Matt in 2nd. He's got an interesting follower in 1805 who's 6th currently after the first run. 1805 has picked the right wheel to try and get slipstream from. Danzo in 5th, Timmy in 4th. D Whitehouse up in 3rd place. He just runs wide through 100R. It's going to compromise him through, or rather he just ran wide through Coca-Cola corner and he's going to compromise himself through 100R. He actually picked up a penalty because of that as well, so Dave going to have to try and clear that where he can. Timmy 4th there, Danzo 5th, Jordan in 6th in the Boyd Transport racing car. Jazzy Just in 7th, 1805 in 8th currently. And it's P Gibb in 9th. D10 Piper in 10th place, sticking to his name, D10 in 10th. Bruce Lee Harding in 11th, but he's coming towards the line now because this is going to be his first flying lap. Halfway through the qualifying session already, ladies and gentlemen. And he goes up to 3rd. That's a really good effort from the Human Solutions car. D10's in 12th place now. Snav coming round, has already come round the final corner. He's on his approach towards the finishing line. I think he's going to move too far up the order with this one. Yeah, he moves up to 9th, right behind his son of Jordan, who's in 8th place. So that's actually a really good effort from Snav. He's on the controller, don't forget. So good effort from him. And I take the comment back actually about Snav. He's moved up quite a lot there. Timmy goes up to P1. That's a very good effort. I mentioned him before, and he's actually just stopped completely on this lap. He's backed out of it and gone to the pits. but it's Timmy with the fastest lap as it stands. Hirakram not improving on this lap. Rally Matt is in 3rd place. The timings, obviously, because we've switched to the practice run, means when a driver returns to the pits, obviously, of course, it resets the sort of standings. So, a bit complicated, but everyone is a position lower than they actually are at the moment. So, Rally Matt's 3rd, Bruce Lee in 4th. Good effort from Bruce Lee. He's only a 10th off Rally Matt, but having said that, Rally Matt, leader of Lobby 2 in the championship, the question remains, why is he in Lobby 2? This is a cracking effort from a very quick driver across many leagues now as Rally Matt. He was very quick on Project Cars 2, he's always been quick on rally games, especially on Dirt Rally in particular, and now he's turning heads realistically in GT Sport. It's a case of what game is he not good at in terms of racing. It's quite an impressive CV from Rally Matt. He's coming towards the line now though. Is he going to improve on this lap? Let's see what he does as he comes towards the line. He does! There's a 42.7. It flashed up on the screen then. Not sure why that's not come up on his lap counter. Hirakram hasn't improved, and Timmy is still in 1st place. He's come back out of the pits as Timmy now, so the lobby leaderboard on the left hand side has just reset back to normal. Hirakram in 2nd place. He's got a penalty as Hirakram, so he's only going to have one more lap to try and snatch back pole position. He's been dominant all season, but Timmy seems to have got his iron in the Sciroccos. There's Rally Matt in 3rd place. This is still another wonderful effort from him. Bruce Lee Harding in 4th place in the Human IT Solutions car. It's D Whitehouse in 5th. He's got 1805 in front of him. That's obviously the merging of 2 lobbies, of course. D Whitehouse Lobby 1, 1805 Lobby 2. P Gibbs 6th overall, 5th in terms of Lobby 1 at the moment. Then there's Jordan in 7th place. Then Danzo 2nd in Lobby 2 currently, but 8th as it stands in qualifying. But he's ahead of D10 Piper, who's 9th in that orange and black liveried Scirocco, which I've always mentioned numerous times, a very lovely livery. Snav in 10th. Bertus goes on to his final lap. And 1805, who's battling with D Whitehouse, not ideal. 1805 realistically should follow Dave into turn 1. Just gives him another line to follow. D10 Piper flying, and 1805 backs out of it. So that's qualifying over for 1805. He's not going to go any lower than that because Jazzy Just is in the pit lane currently. But Timmy still on pole position. What can Hirakram do to get his crown back? And 1805 has left the room with no time realistically left on the board, so I'm not sure what's happened to 1805, unfortunately. Not looking good, but Hirakram, let's see his second sector. He's incredibly, he's 0.148 of a second up on his best lap. That's exactly the distance he is behind Timmy. This is looking impressive so far from Hirakram, but he's got to keep it up. Here he comes then into Net's corner. This is his last lap. Doesn't look like there's any movements at the moment. A couple of other drivers come towards the line, but we're going to stick with Hirakram. Here comes Hirakram then towards the line. Bruce Lee Hardin's in 4th place. D Whitehouse, and Hirakram has backed out of it. So it's Timmy, ladies and gentlemen, who takes pole position. A wonderful effort from him. He's going to be chuffed with that. He's doing some big slides in his gravel trap to get out. Jordan's done a massive slide. Oh, it's not Jordan, rather, it's D Whitehouse. The red just caught me out for a second there. There's Rally Matt in third. Bruce Lee fourth. D Whitehouse fifth. Gibbs sixth. Danzo, oh, there's a car park down at turn 1. And Jordan eighth. D10 Piper ninth. And Subertus is in 10th place. So, good effort from the drivers. Going to be... Ooh. It's going to be good to watch. So we're just waiting to see... Ah, there we go. Jordan has started the final. And just a comment from Cerberus, just to say only 1.8 off the lead. And considering they're in separate lobbies, he's very happy with that, and so he should be. Proving that Lobby 1 and Lobby 2 aren't much different. But on the right hand side, pole position went the way of Timmy. He's in that chrome green Martini liveried car, and then Hirakram is in the white car on the left of Tesco. Watch out for Matt and Bruce Lee on the second row. Obviously Lobby 2 in third at the moment, represented by Rally Matt. 20 minutes on the right hand side, and these are the numbers. And the race is live from Fuji Speedway for Lobby 1 and 2. It looks like a relatively equal getaway from the front two. Rally Matt's done well as well. Bruce Lee looks like he's under pressure already from P. Gibb as they go into turn 1 for the first time. Rally Matt's gone too deep on the brakes. That's going to compromise him. Jordan's been turned around. He's not going to be pleased about that, is Jordan. He's dropped right to the back. He's so far away from the back of the pack as Jordan is going to be really miffed with it. Rally Matt somehow managed to hold on to second place. I don't know quite how he's held on. But Lobby 2, represented by Rally Matt, up in second place. But it's Timmy leading the way. And don't forget, the drivers are free to race one another from both lobbies. So Hirakram has to get past Rally Matt. Rally Matt is under no obligation to let Hirakram back through. I'm just going to come back in. See Jordan just fall into the back, unfortunately. But here comes Hirakram. He's already on the inside. Straight through goes Hirakram, and that could be a good move for Rally Matt, just letting him through. He can get onto the back of the Tesco driver and just stay with him and see if they can close that gap on Timmy. Bruce Lee right behind. Then Bertus up in 5th place. He's ahead of D10 Piper. He's looking for a move up the inside. Got that all wrong. Did D10 Piper. Pushed Bertus wide, and sure enough he lets him straight back through. There's Snav fighting with D Whitehouse. And D Whitehouse looking to go straight back up the inside. It's pretty wide, bit of a contact. Thought for a moment P. Gibb was going to go around there, but D Whitehouse still in 6th place. They're trying to go 3 wide. Right on board with Danzo, who's got the best view of everyone out of all this. Danzo goes to the right hand side. Gibbs got his own slipstream to try and deal with. And then you can see how close the other drivers are. We'll go on board with Snav. Snav just gives P. Gibb a little bit of a touch, a little bit of a bump. And then he goes late on the brakes. He sent it so far off the circuit, like father, like son at turn 1. They went flying off, and that's going to compromise them massively for the rest of the race. Meanwhile, the fight for 6th place still goes on. What a wonderful fight we've had in the opening lap already. It's been brilliant. Danzo trying to look at the inside of Gibb. See whether there's a move on for those two. D Whitehouse just went a little bit corner cut. Well, I wouldn't say corner cut, more like lawnmower in through turn number 5 there, obviously at 100R. Danzo looking to go up the inside of P. Gibb, but nothing doing. Don't forget Subertus in second place in the Lobby 2 race, but 5th overall, so good showing for him. Rally Matt's got back in front of Hirakram, so Lobby 2 proving to not be a slouch in terms of speed. This is certainly giving a reputation boost to the Lobby 2 drivers as Rally Matt gets a little bit of a hit from behind. Hirakram trying to go around the outside of him, but Timmy's just getting away here. He's broke the slipstream as it stands, as Hirakram looks to go up the inside at nets. It was a nice switchback. What about Bruce? Where does he go in all of this? Looks to go to the inside, has to cut the corner. Didn't want to hit Hirakram. Compromises his own line. So Hirakram in the slipstream now of Rally Matt, leader of Lobby 2 at the moment. Gets into that slipstream, goes to the inside line. Should be a fairly straightforward move this. right on board with Bruce Lee. He's watching it at the moment. And Bruce Lee goes right to the inside line. Don't think he's going to try and make a lunge, which he isn't. Hirakram goes through into second place. So, good effort from him. Nice clean move up the inside. And now Hirakram has to work a little bit hard to get up to the back of Timmy. 1.5 seconds. Will take some time to close that gap. And don't forget, Timmy was on pole. So it's going to take a monumental shift from Hirakram to do it. But if there's any driver in this race tonight that can, it's him. So let's see how he gets on. Bertus still running in 5th place. He's got D Whitehouse just closing the gap a little bit in 6th. Gibbs 7th. He's got D10 Piper and Danzo with him, a trio of cars. Then there's Snav and Jordan, who have managed to just about close back onto that trio. They're not quite there just yet, but they've certainly halved the gap from where it was before. This will be an interesting fight between father and son for 10th place. Don't think we've ever had the opportunity to watch a father-son fight for quite some time at Next Gen. So let's see how those two get on. Hirakram has taken half a second out of Timmy already on this lap. Timmy's gone too wide, and you can see he's lost a lot of time because of that. And Hirakram's going to probably get within half a second, I think, down this straight if he's lucky. Rally Matt's just going to follow him in the slipstream. Rally Matt's going to be chuffed with his performance so far. We're a quarter of the way through the race. Gap comes down to about 6/10. On the brakes they go. See how much later Hirakram brakes the corner, but he just run a touch deep. Did the Tesco driver. And he's still 6/10 though. He hasn't lost as much time as I thought he was going to, and that's the aspect that Hirakram has. He makes braking mistakes almost look perfect for him. They've worked out quite well. Still got to try and shift that penalty. He's done a 42.4 as opposed to Timmy's 42.9. Rally Matt's just kept with him. He's within striking distance, as is Bruce Lee Harding. So these four just need to keep it up for the time being. Especially the latter two, in terms of Rally Matt and Bruce Lee. Bertus still running well in 5th place. This is a good effort from Bertus. Won last week at Brands Hatch, don't forget, in the McGann lobby. It's been looking quite good in lobby 2 in recent times, and this is another encouraging sign for the driver with the Flex Tape logo. D Whitehouse, and then it looks like the queue of cars are coming. Gibb is 7th. Danzo is 9th with D10 Piper sandwiched in the middle. Jordan has got past his dad, so he's in the top 10 now, and he's not too far away from the cars in front of him. As I say that, D Whitehouse is closing that gap. Oh, he's definitely closed the gap onto Bertus. He's right behind him as he comes down this straight. I'm going to cut forward though, because Hirakram is in striking distance of Timmy. It's more than striking distance. This is an opportunity. Timmy doesn't even defend as they go into turn 1. Last of the late breakers. Hirakram, he's got a touch too deep. Here comes Timmy. He's got a nice run out of turn 1, has Timmy, through turn 2. He's going to be on the inside of turn 2, outside for turn 3, and he keeps the lead. Good driving from the pair. Rally Matt right in the thick of it, as is Bruce Lee. D Whitehouse has got past Zabertus. So Zabertus in 6th place at the moment. Just got a little bit wide out of Coca-Cola corner. Gibb in 7th. D10 Piper in 8th. Danzo 9th, and he's being closed on by Jordan, who's in 10th. Snav is 11th in the Betty Swallock's car. And there's Jazzy just in 12th place, still finding his feet in the league racing with Next Gen. I'm sure he'll improve given time, but the best thing about it is that Jazzy just keeps up his performances, keeps at it. He will find that speed. He did quite well at Brands, but he's still got time to improve, and that's what the rest of the season's about for Jazzy. Back at the front though, Hirakram has got past Timmy. We haven't seen it. Timmy takes a different line. Bruce Lee's up to 3rd as well, so Rally Matt's been pushed off the podium. Now, what's going to happen here? Because Bruce Lee's right behind Timmy. But I don't think Timmy's going to defend on this one. He's going to want to stay in the slipstream of Hiragram. You see how close Bruce Lee is at the moment. In fact, Bruce Lee gives him a nudge. A sign that the Lobby 1 drivers working together to try and keep within striking distance of Hiragram. But is that going to work? Hiragram looks rather imperious at the moment. D. Whitehouse in 5th. Gibbs got past Bertus, but Bertus isn't giving up. The Dutch driver giving it his all, and he's got straight back past P. Gibbs, so he's up to 6th place. There's Gibb, there's Piper in 8th place. Jordan's past Danzo as well, and Danzo now falling into the clutches of Snav. Jordan has 2 seconds to find on that trio, who are fighting really hard at the moment. D. Whitehouse has gone away. Bertus defending for his life. He wants the top 6 results. He's going to be 2nd in Lobby 2 as it stands. He's going to defend, is he? No, he's not, into Dunlop. D10 Piper thinking about a move at the inside, and Gibb gives him the room, and straight through goes D10. It was a rather easy move for D10 to make it. P. Gibb almost jumped out the way for him. So, it's D10 Piper now who's going to be trying to make an effort. Bruce Lee has got past Timmy. Just saw the indicator pop up. He's done it at the final corner. Timmy, though, I think is just going to give him. It's just going to push him along. Watch his rear view. There you go. Little flash of the lights of the indicators for Bruce. Just push him on another along. But Rally Matt doesn't care about that. All he does. So, Rally Matt working with these two. So, Rally Matt backed off it in the middle of the straight. They know they want to try and keep up with Hiragram and keep that pressure on. Hiragram, we know how quick he is, but we don't see him often under pressure from drivers. We see him usually applying the pressure. But these three, very cannily working together, Lobby 1 and Lobby 2, working together to keep Hiragram, otherwise known as the alien of our leagues, within striking range. D. Whitehouse is 5th. He'll probably be hoping to keep 5th place, of course, but I don't think he'd mind a lonely race from here on in. Keep hold of it. Bertus is still fighting with D10 Piper. D10 Piper up the inside, going through the hairpin. Bertus will ride on board with him. Has still got the inside line for turn 8. We come towards 300R now for turn 9, and then on the brakes for Dunlop. Piper on the outside, he brakes a little bit later. We're watching on board with Gibb, and sure enough, D10 takes that position away. So D10 Piper up to 6th, and Jordan has joined in the fun. So it's a 4-car fight, not just for 1st, but also for 6th place now. And look at this. Jordan's got a great opportunity. He's up the inside. He's going to try and go up the inside of Bertus. I thought for a moment that's going to be a double overtake. And Gibb comes back. He's going to go around the outside. Jordan's going to have the inside line. He's trying to go up the inside of Bertus now. He's going to be compromised at that tighter line. 8 minutes to go. Here comes Gibbs, just giving him a nice nudge, actually. Jordan will be saying thank you for that. D10 Piper pulls over to the inside line. And Jordan slips into 7th. Gibbs going to go through too. And Bertus has been left out to dry. Down to 9th. Timmy is back past Bruce Lee. I'm fairly certain that's tactical. What a wonderful race this has been so far. Oh, Bertus goes flying at the inside. Gibb sees it coming. No contact between the three. And Gibb just cuts back inside. And he's got that point. So, D. Whitehouse has had time to comment all by myself singing. Well, good for you, Dave. You're running in 5th at the moment. So, Bertus compromised after all that. He's got to just try and work to keep himself in the fight, as D10 Piper now has to try and defend from Jordan, who has done well to come back from that earlier lap 1 incident. But here comes Jordan. He's up the inside, a mistake from D10, and the positions swap. So Jordan up to 6th. Good fight back from him. P. Gibb in 8th place. Meanwhile, up at the front just before, ooh, D10 tried to turn. There was a red and black Scirocco there, couldn't get through. Bertus now sniffs a chance to make an impression on the Lobby 1 drivers. Oh, back at the front. Heracram still not quite getting away. His gap's just gone out to 1.1 though, so I fear the slipstream line has just been snapped. And I think Heracram might just pull away now. Gloves off then between the two lobby boys, or is it? No, Bruce Lee just gives Timmy another nudge. They still think that they can keep hold of Heracram. It's a brave man that would bet against him. But they're going side by side through turn one, and it's just not ideal. You can see the momentum they're losing just because of this. And Rally Matt will know now that he doesn't need to bother thinking about tactics anymore. He can just go for it. The Lobby 2 driver has been massively impressive tonight. I was going to say, Dave, you do have time on the straight every lap. It's D Whitehouse in 5th place, just casually responding back to the commentary team where he likes to. I'm sure he's happy right now. Jordan in 6th. Jordan holding off from D10 Piper, who's got P. Gibb behind him, although that's an interesting line from D10. Doesn't want to go that far over the grass, otherwise, yeah, sure enough, he's got a penalty for doing that, and it's going to get even worse. Gibb's going to go flying past him. Only problem for Gibb, he's on the outside, coming out of the hairpin. He's going to be on the outside for 300 hours. They come towards Dunlop for what will be the 9th time. On the brakes they go. D10 Piper phasing a little bit. I don't think Gibb realised that, but he's still just there for turn 11. No contact between the two, but they hold position for now. And Bursis has just sat there because he must be thinking, if those two make a mistake with less than a quarter of the race to go now, there's a chance for those two. Back at the front, looks very close. Yeah, it's even closer than that. Rally Matt has got himself up to 3rd, and he's got a nice little slipstream from the back of Bruce Lee. Timmy's obviously made a mistake. Here comes Rally Matt. He's on the outside for turn 1. On the brakes. He brakes a little bit later than Bruce Lee Harding. A little bit of lag going on, but nothing doing. Rally Matt's still got his car there, but Bruce Lee shuts the door, as he's entitled to do. Timmy's in 4th. Timmy looking for a potential opportunity. Absolutely. D Whitehouse even telling me there was a change for 4th. Have you got that much time, Dave? Crikey. So, 2nd, 3rd and 4th separated by effectively 6/10 of a second at the moment. Jordan's got away from Gibb, who's still got D10 Piper behind him, and I think they've just broken Sir Bertus' slipstream. But this has been a nice combative drive from the Flex Tape man. I think Bertus should be pleased with his driving tonight. He's certainly put in a good show for Lobby 2, as has Danzo actually. He was involved in the fight earlier on, just got dropped. I think a little mistake took him away from that. And Snav obviously in 10th place too. So Lobby 2 boys putting up a good fight. Just see the lap times rolling round at the moment. 43s are the name of the game at the moment, as Rally Matt runs a little bit wide. It's Rally Matt who's lagging a little bit at the moment. But fortunately, just hope he can survive for another 2 minutes 50. Timmy is just planted to that's the gap you can see between Timmy and Rally Matt at the moment. Timmy just pushing Rally Matt along. He wants to try and get onto the back of Bruce again. Now he looks for the inside line, but he's not going to brake later. But he's up the inside, and Rally Matt lets him through. So 2 laps to go. Rally Matt down to 4th, but he leads Lobby 2 as it stands. But this is a really good fight for the final positions on the podium, because Heracram has got himself off into the distance. He's still setting 1 minute 42s, and he's 3 seconds clear. Bruce Lee in 2nd, Timmy 3rd, Rally Matt 4th. D10 Piper still fighting hard with P. Gibb for that 7th place. 43.2 from Gibb last lap, a personal best, and within a second of Heracram. D10 Piper's gotten better and better as the leagues has gone on this season. I have to say, I've been impressed with him in the Sciroccos. He had a tricky debut at the Nürburgring at round 1, but he's gradually pulled himself into the thick of it, and that's what it's all about at NXTGEN, improving your performances and he's proven that. The same with Jazzy Just, you know. Jazzy Just, he's down in 12th position currently, but I have to say, you know, his best lap of 45.1, that's 2.7 off Hirokram's best, but that's still a good effort for Jazzy, and considering he's new to the league, still got a lot of time to find, and he's still learning the car, so good on him for that. Danzo's still with Snav at the moment for 10th place. They're going to be coming on to the final lap though. What about the boys at the front then? So Bruce Lee Harden, exceptionally defensive. He's going to be on the inside as they go into turn 1. Rally Matt's got his braking all wrong, and any chance of a podium has just gone with that, unfortunately for him. So he's down to 4th. Timmy pushing Bruce Lee all over the place. Gibb has also got past D10 Piper in the meantime as we watch this fight for 2nd place. What a fight we've got on our hands here. Really good racing between the two. Speaking of the two, D10 Piper and P Gibbs still fighting hard for that 7th place. Gibbs finally got in front of him, but 1 lap to go. This is the final lap. Hirokram sailing off into the sunset, but Bruce Lee defends once again into Dunlop corner. Timmy takes a tighter line, tries to switch back, but he turned too early, and that's just compromised his run. He's going to have to cue his car up perfectly coming out of Panasonic, which is the final corner at turn 16. Rally Matt is closing, but I don't think he's going to be close enough, unfortunately. But it's been nonetheless a really good showing. Hirokram coming round the final corner. We're going to watch a little bit with Timmy though. Has he got a good line? He has. It's going to be really close towards the line, but we're going to cut to Hirokram because he's done it again. He's been fantastic once more. Hirokram takes the win at Fuji Speedway. Great result for him. In the battle for the line, it's going to be Bruce Lee Harden who takes 2nd from Timmy just about. Rally Matt takes the victory in Lobby 2. He's 4th overall. Really good performance from him. Here comes D Whitehouse. A nice finish to the night for 5th place after the issues in the Megans. Jordan takes 6th after his good fight back after turn 1. Gibbs 7th. D10 Piper in 8th. Burtis a good showing in 9th. Danzo's got ahead of Snav on the final lap for 10th place. Snav in 11th. Really good fight back from Jordan, has to be said. He was facing the wrong way at turn 1 on the first lap, but he's managed to come back to 6th. And Jazzy Just coming towards the line now in that pink findmykit.com car. He comes home in 12th. Great effort from everyone, but it's that man again, Hirokram, who takes the victory. Who could stop him? With 3 rounds to go, the championship is absolutely heading in his direction. He didn't get pole today, but he just proved once again that consistency is what it's all about. So he takes the victory. Great effort from him. Lovely race to watch. P. Gibb just saying, cracking battle with Burtis, Piper and Jordan. Absolutely, Gibb. It was really good to see. And I think that goes to show, ladies and gentlemen, that the drivers in Lobby 2 are certainly no slouches, which is really positive to see for the leagues. Still, we will see how it goes next week, whether we'll go back to 2 lobbies again, but it was lovely commentating again on Lobby 1 live and Lobby 2 for the first time this season live as well. Really good to see, nice to have. We'll be heading to Willow Springs for round 8 of the Scirocco League next week, but I thank you all for watching what's been another wonderful event, and wherever you might be in the big wide world, have a good one, and see you very soon.